US President Joe Biden is headed to Saudi Arabia this hour. He's the first leader to fly directly from Israel to the kingdom as Saudi Arabia opened its airspace to all carriers in a bid to normalize relations with Tel Aviv. Mr. Biden will hold talks with Saudi King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Reports say that the US isn't expecting the kingdom to immediately boost oil production. Instead, they're eyeing the outcome of the next OPEC Plus meeting, and that's in August. Mr. Biden is hoping that this trip will help reset ties with Saudi Arabia. Now, all this comes after he vowed to treat the country as a pariah. That was back in 2019. Earlier today, the US leader met with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. Mr. Biden emphasized that he is committed to a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, but no progress has been made on restarting talks. Mia Alberti joins us live now from Beirut for more. Mia, President Biden said he's committed to this two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, but he's left this region now without a plan to restart the stalled peace process.
Exactly. So this was a very disappointing trip for the Palestinians. Ever since the beginning, the expectation that this visit could result in any type of progress for peace talks was quite low. But after the visit, after the statement that was so broad and so lacking of detail on how this progress on peace talks could happen in the future, it just mounts on the disappointment that was already on Palestinians' minds during this visit. Like you said, Joe Biden left without saying when these peace talks could be resumed or how and what could be included in them. And again, like during the rest of the week, we have heard Joe Biden saying things that did not fall well with the Palestinians. For example, as soon as he arrived in Israel, saying that he is a Zionist. That's something that did not sit well with the Palestinians. And during his trip, we saw billboards going up saying, "Mr. President, this is apartheid." But again, little to no reference to this kind of situation, to this kind of solutions that Palestinians need. We did hear from the US, from the president himself, that they are going to pledge $100 million to support Palestinian hospitals. The US government has also said that they are going to continue the investigation into the killing of the Palestinian-American journalist Shireen Abu Akleh. That was something that was expected to be referenced during this meeting. But overall, a very disappointing visit, and the feeling that this was a missed opportunity for the US president to reach any progress on the Israel-Palestine peace talks.
At the same time, Mia, Mr. Biden, he's now headed to Saudi Arabia. Part of his mission, at least, to the kingdom is to help boost oil production. But the White House says that they're not expecting much progress on that front.
Well, the White House is now saying what everyone has been saying for the past few days, that U.S. President Joe Biden is going to go to Saudi Arabia, trying to get Gulf countries to increase their oil production, to try and decrease fuel prices, not only in the U.S. and across the world. But experts have warned that there were little to no expectations that could actually happen. First of all, because Saudi Arabia itself and other Gulf countries are struggling to meet their own internal production level, so there's not much room to wiggle and to maneuver. But what's interesting is that we heard from a Reuters exclusive that Saudi Arabia has doubled the import of Russian fuel to feed its own production. So that's interesting. It will be interesting to see how how Joe Biden will react about that, and if that will impact the type of negotiations the two countries are going to have. We are also seeing already some ripples across the region about this normalization that the U.S. has been fostering between Israel and Saudi Arabia. We know that Joe Biden is the first U.S. president to travel. Sorry.
Mia, thank you for that update. Mia Alberti there in Beirut.